I want to preface this by saying I'm not a Guilty Gear Strive player, but then again, neither are the people I'm talking about. And no, I am not judging people who actively play Guilty Gear, but only its previous installments. In actuality, this is primarily aimed at those who obviously do not play any game in the franchise and may not even play fighting games in the first place. And if these people do play Strive or anything else in the series, their priorities are misplaced. That's who this short is aimed at. They are misguided pornography addicts who can't enjoy a piece of media if a character gets a less inappropriate redesign, claiming that it is censorship, pandering, and or the woke agenda. These are the usual Twitter crybabies, but some of them breached containment and entered the YouTube comment section under Jam Kuradoberi's reveal trailer. Let's start with the fact that the term censorship has lost its meaning. If it were really censorship, they would have returned to XRD to remove all the panty shots and jiggle physics alongside making her dress longer and less skin tight. But none of those things happened, so by definition, it is not censorship. Pandering is not an inherently bad thing, but many people default to political pandering when they see or hear that word. I don't think Strive is doing that. I think they have decency. Their goal is to be as marketable as possible, meaning they should appeal to a wider audience to drive up sales. These chronic masturbators don't realize that instead they complain when their favorite Japanese girl is apparently watered down. It should not be political to state that most investors and the common folk do not want to be plastered with cleavage, panties, or butts whenever they first discover something. That is the problem with online society nowadays. Modesty is dead, and the internet is beating its carcass into paste. I think Jam is just as good looking as she was in XRD, but because there's less focus on her breasts, people treat that as the end of the world. It's because people who are hooked to NSFW content view women as objects, seeing them as less attractive or even unattractive if they have a family-friendly design. You can argue that Guilty Gear in earlier installments was made to appeal more to mature audiences, and you're right, but ArcSys has new priorities. The only options from there are to suck it up and adapt or not engage with it, quit wasting your life leaving hate comments and play Dead or Alive. You aren't meaningfully denting the game's profits. If Strive completely dies, quote-unquote pandering won't be the reason why. Balancing alone is more likely to kill the game than anything these gooners are saying. I won't deny that Strive could be more woke than its previous installments. It has characters like Bridget and Testament who identify as transgender or non-binary. But is it really that much different? Bridget and Testament are not Strive's original characters. They were in XX beforehand. You can dislike one or both of them if you wish, or argue that Bridget is a retcon, because trying to convince you otherwise is not the point. The truth is that Guilty Gear has always had these elements, so using the term woke as an insult towards Strive is illogical. This applies to the things that these people liked about older games, which were the eroticized women. Strive has two female characters whose clothes have not changed from XRD, aka Bacon, and Jacko. There's also a splattering of ladies in the game, including the two examples I gave, that show off more parts of their bodies and slash or have jiggle physics. Anyway, Jam herself still shows off her legs a bunch, which is no surprise considering she's a kick-based character. Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners is in the game, dude. I understand that the outrage is only a minor issue that we shouldn't bring attention to. However, I wanted to chime in on a crisis across all game communities, not just Guilty Gear. Strive is only the most recent example of a plague that has been ongoing for years, which is the entitlement of people who are addicted to sexual content. I'm not here to say I hate gorgeous women with attractive physiques, nor do I think they have zero place in gaming. I believe that Stellar Blade, a prevalent sexualized game I unlocked every achievement for, is good. However, these people want everything to be like Stellar Blade, getting triggered if a studio, Western or Eastern, doesn't go in that direction. To me, what matters more than an hourglass figure is the overall quality of a game's visuals, gameplay, and writing. I'm sure everyone would love a great game with multiple hot characters, myself included. That isn't to say that the mainstream gaming industry is flawless. Hell, I don't even think it's great, but unappealing characters aren't where the problem lies. Modern gaming itself is unsightly, but Strive personally fits the criteria of a good fighting game.